Howdy folks, welcome back to Boondockery. We're out venturing toward the secret fun spot again, and today I have my good friend John Walsh.
Hey folks, Get yourself out in the woods.
Very good friend of mine. I've known him for 35 years, and we have had a lot of adventures together. And this will be the first time that John's had the opportunity to see the secret fun spot. And so I figured if I'm going to bring him out, show it to him for the first time, I'm going to go ahead and bring you along. Well, folks, I'm going to go ahead and shut this off until we get down to where we need to be. And you can start looking at the way the spring is starting to bring everything back alive down at the secret fun spot. And we'll see you then. Now, at the risk of getting grounded again by my wife, I just took a little side trip over to an area that looked interesting I hadn't been to yet before, and just one of the areas I just happened to skip by accident when I was exploring past couple times. Give you a little peek at what I found. This is something I'm glad I didn't stumble onto when everything was covered with snow. That's a big time tanglefoot there. Now, I did some wild camping last night with John, and it was really cold. Got down to about 20, and it's absolutely beautiful right now. But just take a look at the icicles that are dangling over there. It gives you an idea that, yeah, it's still cold, even though it looks absolutely gorgeous out here. Yeah. What do you think so far, John?
Beautiful. I can't get over it.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
Yeah, lots more to come. Lots more to come. We'll bring you back in a few. Things look so dramatically different now with the budding trees and a lot of the undergrowth coming out. Just take a look down there. Gorgeous.
Folks, I'm telling you what, it's probably to the absolute bottom of this where the water's running, it's probably 200 feet.
Yeah. It's just never ceases to amaze me. I will never get bored of this place, because even if I've been someplace once, I come back to it, and because of the seasonal changes, it looks different.
It's amazing. Cool. Amazing.
This place, if you had to travel this at night when it's dark and you didn't have a flashlight, little things like this could be surprising you at the last second.
That would be putting it mildly.
And it's at the shortest spot. It's probably about 20 feet, and it gets down probably about 35, 40 feet over there. And some of them have a very big opening, like right there, and it narrows out. So you'd fall down until you got stuck. I'll show you this one over here too, because as you're walking along, this is what it looks like. Just, it doesn't look like anything at all. And then all of a sudden,
environmental awareness is key out here.
Absolutely. As I'm walking away, just take a look over my shoulder. You can see how it just sort of disappears. And you don't see it until you're right up on it. If it was dark, you'd never see it until you're already in it. Anyway, this is the top portion of one of the spots of the secret fun spot. And I overshot the area where I was supposed to be. I don't have a GPS or anything with me today. And so we're just going to go ahead and head on down here, just like we did on the first one. I'm going to go ahead and let John take the lead Just go ahead and walk right down through there, this game trail, and around and you can see where it goes. Yes.
Okay.
This will be good because I remember in one of my other videos about this here fun spot, you know, I had mentioned a problem with scale. You could see these things, but you have no idea just how big they are, how small they are.
Yeah.
No sense of scale.
I'm 5'10", folks, so
yep.
You're getting an idea.
And that was one of the tunnels that go back and actually open up into one of the crevasses that I just pointed out. There's another one that I just pointed out.
There's so many foul weather shelter options back here. It's just amazing.
Well, you'd be hard pressed to travel, you know, 1,000 yards without finding 10 places that you could shelter if you had to comfortably.
Wow, look at this. Oh my gosh. I have got to. Guys, this is unbelievable. And it goes back. I mean, there's literally shelves where you could put stuff, and this goes back. Of course, in my chubness, I'd have to drop my deuce gear, but this goes back probably another 20 feet.
Yeah, John, if you notice this little spot just to your left, how deep that go back,
Oh, yeah.
how dry it is.
Dry, I mean, the duff, everything, perfect shelter.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
In the summer, it'd be nice and cool too.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely feel the temperature change even right now compared to being out in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
But this is just... yeah.
Well, folks, it looks like we have another happy customer. Now, we're going to maneuver around. I'm going to let him take a peek at one of the overlooks here. And then we'll maneuver around. Maybe stop for a little snack or something.
A lot of animal tracks through here, too.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like maybe some goats, maybe some deers.
Yeah. Maybe bobcat. They say the
bobcat, that's true. Oh my gosh. I just, every corner you turn, there's something more awesome to see.
This is literally just the beginning.
Look at the water source down there. I mean, I can hear it. I can see it in places. Yeah. Amazing. Not to mention all the springs I've already seen coming right out of these rocks up above. This is just incredible.
Okay, folks, I'm going to go ahead and shut this down, and we're going to maneuver around to get back to where we can actually go up and through the tunnel with our extra gear. We're not crawling through the tunnels today. We're going to go around to another area and get up to an area we can walk through with our gear on. So we'll bring you back just a second. Okay, we got down the steepest part. We'll turn you back around, show you where we're going. Way up there is where we were. Yeah. And right up here is where we're going. And this is very steep. Nice little area here. I'm going to bop in here, go ahead and let John go on up through first.
You're trying to make my old body exercise, aren't you?
Well, I figured if there's a cougar up here, you're I guess a little more attuned to combat, so you could fight it.
Yeah, I'll wrestle.
Yeah. And just imagine the fantastic footage we'd have. Uh-oh. I don't recall seeing that the last time we were here. But that looks like a very old beer bottle. Last time I was here, there was snow all over this anyway. So it could have been covered with snow. I'm going to go ahead and grab that. We'll get rid of that, put that in my pack, and we'll put that in the
Right
proper
or left?
recycling. We're going to go to the right.
Okay. This isn't too bad right here.
Yeah.
There's going to be a little scramble right here.
Yeah.
Give me your hand.
Thank you.
Yep. Folks, this is why you need to get your dirt time. I mean, John stumbled on something like this. I cannot tell you how amazing it is. Wow. And if these two old 50-something duffers can do it, you can do it too.
Looks like the ferns are starting to wake up just a little bit.
Yep.
Looks like a little bit of new growth. Now we've had some unseasonably warm spells here, but the past few nights it's dipped way below freezing. You know, most of the things that were in bloom are now done.
Really?
Oh, you like that?
Oh my gosh. I mean, honestly.
I'm going to go ahead and stand right here and let him walk toward that rock shelter. So that way you have a little sense of scale.
And I've seen no footprints here other than ours, folks. These are all beaten down game trails. It's amazing. I'll go with the mouth right here, John. Now I'll walk back in so they can
Okay.
see. Incredible.
John is quite insignificant in the size of that amphitheater-like rock shelter.
Unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. Now this is where I have my lunch. I think the first secret fun spot video I did.
I see some of your old boot prints,
Yep.
as well as some animal tracks.
As you can see, at some time in the past, someone has had a fire here. That's one thing that I am not going to do. I am not going to do any wild campfires. I have a firebox, and I will use something like that, something that's not actually scorching the ground.
This place is too gorgeous to soil.
Yeah.
Nonsense.
I have too many other ways to enjoy fire without having to actually have a fire here. I have enough places I can do campfires. We had a great campfire last night. I'll talk more about that
I would
later.
estimate we could very, very comfortably camp 15 people under here.
Oh, easily. Well, just this little spot over here, I mean, just that spot right there, I mean, we saw at my first video of this secret fun spot. There was snow on the ground, which would definitely indicate where rain would be.
Guys, this
And
we've had a ton of rain. This dump under here is perfectly dry.
yeah, all through here. Excellent sleeping for someone very easily 6+ feet tall. And you can see here, there's like a little trench. That's where any of the dripping would occur from torrential downpours, which we've had here lately.
Here's some fresh right here where icicles have fallen.
Yeah, neat. We'll take a look at it.
Some way up there.
John, you be careful. Those things have been known to kill people.
You'll put your eye on. You'll put your eye on it.
Remnants. I see remnants and driplages. Oh, look. Yeah, getting some new growth coming out of those ferns. This is crazy. Look at this wall of rock. It's covered with moss, and ferns are growing out of it. This is something else. We've had a couple days of very heavy rain, so all of the intermittent streams are really pumping out the water. And all of these streams that are coming down, I wish I had a zoom on this camera, because we have a really nice waterfall. Goes all the way up.
Beautiful.
Cascades down several different staircase type areas. And but all of the springs are full to capacity, and they are just really overflowing. Yeah, there's some of the icicles up there.
At the risk of sounding beta, I'm absolutely giddy right now.
Yeah. It never gets old. Never gets old.
This rivals anything we saw in Colorado. Maybe not in size and scope, but definitely in beauty.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Colorado is just a little arid for me. I've spent a lot of time in the desert. It's beautiful. It's its own kind of beauty. But the beauty here in southeastern Ohio, for me, this is home, and you can't beat it.
Look at all the icicles over here, John. Yeah. That overhang near the falls.
Let me maneuver over here. Oh.
I'm gonna get out of the way so you can film it.
Okay.
This is just gorgeous.
I wish I probably can, because I see another game trail right down there.
Yeah, I think
I'm going to see if I can maneuver around to this, because I've never been there before. That doesn't look very good, me holding a beer bottle. But this is old trash. I'm transporting it. I would say that's probably 20 years old by the looks of it. Anyway.
let's sign off and find a place. You can put that in my butt pack so we can get it out of here.
Yeah, we'll do. One other thing too, I just noticed is I didn't notice any of the other times that I've stood on this. Look through there. I mean, this is like a fairly large opening under there. I mean, it's big. So as we're working our way down, I'll if we're close enough, I'll let you see what it actually looks like. It's almost in its own little shelter itself.
Crazy.
And again, I apologize if I'm moving the camera too fast. I just get excited sometimes and I forget about it. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. We're going to find a way around, and I'll bring you back in just a second. Well, I found the source of that little bit of roots I was looking at for a shelter that was underneath. This is an absolutely enormous hemlock tree, and right over there is where we were looking through to that opening underneath. John, do you think you can walk around me to go stand by that hemlock?
Yeah.
That's down, so I can get a sense of scale.
Let me go right down through here where it looks like animals have been cut through. Close call. Look at the size of this thing.
Yeah, it's absolutely enormous, and that's about standard for most of the hemlock that are around here as far as the decent sized ones go.
It's a shame that opening's on such a steep incline, because that really could, with very little work, be an improvised shelter.
It looks like some type of a booby trap from Indiana Jones with all those spikes.
The predator. I'm here.
There we go.
Kill me.
Yep, that right there. Right there. That's where I was looking through. And that was another one I did not notice. And if I wasn't paying attention, I could have went right through that. You know, I'm not in.
Now, if we can do this little scramble, it looks like we walked up on the gate.
I'm going to use this tree as my handholds to get up to the trail.
I'm definitely not as sure-footed as I used to be, John.
Yeah, why not, you old mountain goat?
Too much money. Too many money.
Ooh, this is cool. Oh, wow. This is one that Bill and I first looked at from up on that ledge. And we were cutting the day pretty close. And we were going to get dark real soon. So we had to call it a day. Look at that. And the closest we made it is right there on that ledge. And we could not see, but from about that part of that hemlock, which is astronomically huge, over. But finally made it back there. Here's that waterfall. Beautiful.
This is unbelievable. So besides just these boulders.
Now that is a nice boulder.
Hey, look at that.
Now, you can see some old graffiti here. I don't know. I don't know if that's, yeah, that's some type of a lichen. So,
I'm absolutely flabbergasted.
yeah.
I mean, there's layers to it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, look at right up there. If you can somehow get your way up to that, that's another place you can
Yeah.
go.
This is something else. You can see where all the water can go down, so everything to this side is completely dry. Now, John walked through here, but you can see that these are not John's footprints, but they are incredibly old.
There's the remnants of an old fire over here as well.
Yeah.
Tons of critter tracks.
This is amazing. And there's more going down over that. Look at all those critter tracks. Just hundreds upon hundreds. I don't know. I think this beats the last one. I mean, we just showed you. John walked in for scale. I think this is just a little more impressive. It's a little bit more critter tracks.
Absolutely huge. Look at that overhang. Like I said, walking back here at night without light.
Oh yeah. Well, you've seen it for yourself, how quickly you can come up on one of these edges and it's right there.
Perfectly dry under here. Maybe not the most comfortable places to shelter, but you'd be dry and you could be warm very easily.
Oh yeah.
Without any problem, regardless of the weather.
For survival, this would be a pretty decent spot to shelter. There's, you know, a place like this is not some place you'd want to be when it's really, really cold though. You want one of those smaller little shelters that we've run across. Yeah. And you have a small fire in there, some rocks around to absorb some of the heat. So you can actually pick the rocks up and hold them close to your body and continue a little fire. And that would be the way to do that. But just in one of the smaller ones that were deeper, like where John first went into where the tunnels were.
Take a look at this. There's a ledge above this cave shelter.
Oh yeah. There's probably more. Oh yeah.
I mean, look how far over that goes.
Yeah. That's probably goes back pretty deep.
And it looks dry up under there as well.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
Does that look too steep to go up, John?
I'm going to take a look. It looks a little bit sketchy.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just try it.
Okay.
I'll be careful.
Well, it's only a sheer drop off to about 40 feet to where you have your first bump.
Yeah.
And then you have a nice ramp.
Yeah.
Then about another 40 feet.
Once you get past that pretty narrow spot, I believe this is doable. Yeah, you get around the corner, we're good.
Well, I guess I'm okay with a pretty narrow spot. I want to avoid the ugly narrow spots. I'm very shallow like that.
Yeah, you would not want to take a fall here. Because your next stop would be ground level.
Wow. Wow. There are caves down there, John, down there where the waterfall is. More shelters under there.
We'll work our way down there. This is a bit of a scramble, John. You might want to cut the camera.
Well, yeah, that's a little steep.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera off, and then I'm going to make a fool of myself, scratching and clawing and fighting my way up there. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, folks. I made it very ungracefully up the very steep flume to get up to this next level. Just turn you around, let you see something. My view. There are caves down there in that gully. Not caves, rock shelters, rock overhangs. And look at this waterfall. Now, I'm not going to do it because my wife will ground me again. But look at that shelf. It's probably about 10 foot deep by 20 foot deep. It would be phenomenal to camp on, and right there beside the waterfall. As you can see, it's just a little bit sketchy there. Now, I want to come over here, get somewhat close without getting myself in too much trouble. As you can see, yeah, you could do it, but it'd be fairly dangerous. And it looks to me like there's access to get up over onto that side, that shelf too, for more shelter. Look at this. This is just so amazingly beautiful. And when we go back down, I want to see if there's some way we can get down on that little shelf there to go down around to that portion.
I'll tell you what, it's a long way down from up here.
Yeah. Okay. Try to get up here.
Real sandy.
Sandy? She's not so bad. She's not so bad.
Yeah, remnants of a real old fire, so unfortunately we're not the first people that have been up here, but it's so old that the wood literally disintegrates in your hands.
Neanderthals?
I doubt that, but definitely not in recent time. Manaroa?
Ooh. See that dark slot over there?
Yeah.
Up behind those rocks? How far does that go back in?
Not far at all.
Dadgummit.
Unfortunately, not a cave. What a cool place.
Yeah. And I have probably walked right up through there several times above it. And of course, you know, Solomon and I stopped there. I've stopped there a couple times and just, you know, didn't really see a clear way down. But we definitely found one. And again, it just goes to show you that the secret fun spot still keeps revealing secrets to us. And what a fantastic day. This morning it was 20 degrees when I woke up. And I have no idea how cold it is right now. But
Real cold.
no, I'm perspiring quite a lot actually.
And I've got my sweat on.
Mm-hmm. But wow, this is... I'm a broken record. It's just so beautiful. Okay. Shutting up, going to take a water break. I shall return. Okay, folks, we had a nice little water break, quick snack, and we've been trying to contemplate how we're going to possibly go down to see if we can get down to the very bottom down there. And as always, if we go down to the very bottom of something, we have to always come all the way up. And being old geezers, it's not always fun. But there's a lot of interesting things down there. And it's just absolutely beautiful. So we're going to go ahead and maneuver down through that. Hopefully stopping where we're supposed to without continuing downward at rapid rates of speed. And then I will resume filming. Now, this is where we're going to try to figure out a way to get down to. It's very interesting looking down there. And it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. But even though we're old geezers, I believe we're up to the task.
a pretty good drop off.
Yeah.
Save that for the next visit.
Yeah. Oh man, it's a shame. Yeah. You know, considering how I don't want to get grounded again, I will probably have to forego this expedition for now. So I want to take John and show him some of the other stuff. Now, here in a few weeks, as all the foliage comes up and all the ferns perk up and stand upright, this is going to be quite a different looking terrain. Well, you know, we've recovered our senses, and we're not going to attempt to go down and fall off the cliff. But when we were headed back, we just happened to notice this huge hemlock right over here. And John, if you would go over there for scale.
No problem.
If you notice up there at the top that has been broken off a good time ago, and it has continued to grow from the spot to where it broke off. And then there's like a section goes over like that, and there's another branch that's growing up from that, and that's huge. I would say that this tree probably would be 200 to 300 years old. It would not surprise me. I was in a location called Cantor's Cave several years ago, and one of the hemlocks there was smaller than this, and it had fallen, and the Ohio State University came by and took core samples out of it, and they determined it was 225 years old. And seeing how this is much larger than that, even though it looks pretty dead now, I'd say it is older. We are going to go ahead and get out of this area, and I'm going to take John to the other part of the secret fun spot that I've already explored. Let him see that and explore around there for a little bit, and then we're probably going to be calling it a day. But I'm going to go ahead and sign off here for now and bring you back when we get to the overlook. Okay, folks, we're coming up on the overlook, and I remember what it was like when I first saw it. It was absolutely breathtaking. It was very surprising, and definitely a memory I'm going to hold very dear. And I'm going to share that with John right now. Let's see. Getting real close to it here. And I think, yeah. Yeah, here we go. So what do you think, John?
Oh, wow. Hold on, it's Chevy Chase. Okay, let's go.
I don't think so, Scooter.
It's unbelievable. That's got to be 300 feet to the bottom of that, easy.
No. Going to risk
Do not get
getting grounded again.
That is crazy. I mean, we're at the top of some huge, huge, huge trees.
Oh, we're well above
Yeah.
some huge trees.
Amazing.
Well, pretty much where that rock cliff face is about the top of that is about the same elevation as where we are right now.
I'll tell you what, you could very, very easily convince me to set up a camp back here just for this view.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got more surprises too. Now we're coming up to the entrance to the last video that I shared with discovering the new part. And I'm gonna have to come up with names for all these different places so you know what I'm gonna be talking about, where I'm gonna be going, because I'm gonna be coming back here a lot.
Wow. Holy moly. Get it all the way down, but I see where we go down at. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Imagine making your way through here at night and falling in this. You're done. You're done.
You got a very serious boo-boo.
Yeah.
Very.
That's the least. Crazy.
I think he likes it. This is the forest that's just above all of the rock shelters and rock formations and things that I had shown you. So not only do we have incredible amount of rock shelters and places like that that we could camp in, but we also have all of this forest land. And I'm looking upward, and I'm certain that there's a couple other kind of trees here, but from what I'm seeing, it's pretty much all hemlock. I'm looking hard. Oh, okay, I see a couple of hardwoods over there. And you can see them, that opening right there, the tops of them, they're just now starting to bud. So there are a few other kind of species of trees here, but for the most part, it's hemlock. I see some pine there, over there. By looking at the bark, the needles are either way at the top or it's dead. You want to go on down, John?
Absolutely.
It's a trail. Just straight over through there. Just get down that little, yeah, little cross section. Go to your left.
Ah, a little chute.
Yep.
Yeah, better than the other one I was looking at. This is less steep.
Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoy having John with me. I mean, it's just, we don't get to spend a whole lot of time together. We've been wild camping and patrolling and all that good stuff for over 35 years. And, you know, it's absolutely fantastic to just spend any time with him. But as far as the video goes, it's fantastic to be able to have someone that's, you know, able to put some human perspective on what you're seeing as far as scale goes.
Well, I'm 53, and I met you after you got out of the Army, right as I was fresh at college at OU in a drawing class.
Yep.
And I could tell right away you were military, because I'd been around military people all my life growing up. And we just struck up a conversation. I remember it was really funny. It took me several 3-4 art classes, and that drawing class was long. It was like what, like a 2 or 3 hour class?
Yeah, it was 2 hour.
And to break through that barrier, and then of course I ended up not enjoying college very much, other than the comradeship, and ended up in the University of USMC.
Yes.
Well, boy, it's been a ride.
Yes, it has. Yeah. What was it? Moby Dick. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. But we have seen any possible thing you can imagine together. The good, the bad, the ugly.
Everything in between.
Yes.
I mean, look, I got out of the Marine Corps after that time of the service, and we just picked up right where we left off.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's a sign of true friends. Not see each other for a long period of time, and then just pick right up where you left off.
Oh, man.
I have a few friends like that. Very few, but I do have a few.
I cannot get over the scope of the beauty of this place, and I can understand why, after seeing your initial videos before I got to come out here, why. Folks, the video just does not do it justice. I can't, there's no other way I can describe it. This is just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, John, if you want to just go ahead and head toward that little opening through there, okay. There's a nice little rock shelter we can stand in, and you can see the waterfall there. This really looks dramatically different without the snowfall. Even if it was a dusting, it really, visually, this place looks very different. And with the, now granted, it's probably only 48, 50 degrees right now, I think. The warmth makes this place feel different.
Look at how neat that is.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow, look at this.
Oh, John showed the rock shelter and the waterfall. Oh, wow. It's going, I think it's going a little better this time it was last time.
I'll tell you what we're going to do since we're in here, and I'm curious.
Oh, you're going to get some water?
Yeah, boom.
Oh, you be careful, dude. You'll get grounded too.
Oh, we'll just be careful. Folks, I can't say enough about this Katahdin bee free. Hopefully I can do this without killing myself.
But if he does, folks, you'll see it here first.
No, I can't get out there.
You need to be like Elastic Man or Mr. Fantastic.
It's very deceiving.
Yeah.
If I leaned out any farther, I was going to hit the water slide.
There you go. Yeah,
oh, that's a shame.
This is the water slide.
And it's too slippery to go closer along the edge there.
Yeah. It's not just wet, but it's covered with moss.
Yeah. It'd be Screamer City. Too bad. I would have loved to. I'll try some when we get back up the top side. This is just... Yeah, I'll probably get grounded for this one here, but it's worth showing. See the water slide?
Oh, yeah. There's another rock shelter over there it's bigger than this, but I don't think the head clearance is as nice.
Look at that pool down there. That looks pretty deep.
Mm-hmm. I bet you this is cold water.
What a spot. I hope you folks can find something like this in your adventures in the woods. I know John's got some people on the site that are really into being in the outdoors and stuff, and this is just amazing.
Yeah. And as we found today, even someplace I've been before doesn't mean that I've seen it.
Ooh, that fall goes down that draw. It looks like it goes down a pretty good ways too.
Yes, it does. Now, as a matter of fact, from I think my second Secret Fun Spot video, there's a second waterfall It falls down a significant distance, and then that empties out into the big creek that's down at the bottom. But I honestly don't want to walk all the way down there today.
Maybe in the summertime when we come back with lighter kits,
Yeah.
if you'll have me, I plan on coming back. Maybe we could go down to the bottom and hike all the way up that that riverbed.
Well, we're definitely I'm gonna have to go down all the way down to the creek to be able to work my way back up into the other spot we discovered today.
Right.
So I can see what those formations are all about.
Yeah, because that draw must break to the right back there where we were.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's a good ways away from here.
Yeah, yes it is.
So this place is absolutely enormous. It's enormous.
Yes. It makes me feel very, very, very minuscule.
It sure can humble you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try my filter here. If I fall and bust my butt, it'll all be on film.
Yeah.
There's a pool right here on you.
Ooh. All of these streams are spring fed, and there's absolutely nothing on the ridge where all this originates that has been agricultural or industrial or anything. It's always only been forest land. So as far as water goes, this is a very good source, but it's always a good idea to practice water sanitation.
Okay, that's my empty. I've tried a lot of different water filter systems, folks, and this has got to be about the easiest I've ever seen. Look at that.
Is that your pee bottle?
Yeah. I just figured at this stage of the game we'd need a little extra flavor.
Ooh.
So you can see that you can fill up your Nalgene in pretty quick order. And if you don't want to mess with squeezing it, the filter will just
Gravity feed.
a lot less flow. I've had Sawyer squeeze. I've had Sawyer micro filters. I usually carry one for a backup. But doing research, I haven't had the issue yet. But doing research online, a lot of guys that are like big time through hikers have had issues with Sawyers failing on them on the trail, which not good. I have not seen a bad review of this.
Now, what is this one again, John?
This is called the Katahdin Be Free.
And it's pretty too.
Oh, so fabulous. All right, taste test.
Cheers. Does it taste like water?
Whatever that tastes like, I guess. Yeah, here, have you a swig.
Oh, may I?
Of course, you know.
Yeah, we just sent the water through a purification system, and now we're going to swap spit.
And this thing, this is cleaning it, folks. Compared to back flushing,
But you don't have to fling water on your friend.
yeah.
You don't have to, John.
Well, I have it angled so it doesn't fling.
Stop it.
And this, when I take it home, obviously, I'll run some clean tap water through it. But that's it. Oh, the beaver fever?
You can't make friends with Giardia
Right.
or any other waterborne bacteria.
They're not your friends.
Well, we've moved around quite a bit. John's seen a lot of the secret fun spot, and I think he's a fan. And what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and head on back up to the ridge top, and then I think we're going to be making a almost 4-mile hike back to the car, and then we're going to go back to our wild camp location. And when we get there, we're going to bring you back. We'll see you then.